Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2022. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. It is going to be this month that we have got a very fortunate new moon setting the stage for what some astrologers like to call the luckiest day of the year. All of that happening in the first days. It is going to be on the 2nd of the month that we are going to have a new moon taking place in fellow water sign Pisces. Now, this new moon is happening in a decidedly worldly part of your sky, having to do with long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters, even the philosophical and political beliefs and spiritual beliefs that guide your life and help you to make sense of the world. Well, all of that is covered here. The thing is that this new moon is mighty close in the sky to Jupiter, and it's speaking in harmony with Uranus. That Jupiterian energy is blessings. That's what that represents. And Uranus, well, that represents surprise, and that represents delight, quick moving events that have a transformative consequence. It is just 3 days later that the sun will meet Jupiter in the sky, marking the luckiest day of the year in the same part of the sky that this new moon is in. And so all of that adds up to developments that you love. For some Cancers out there, it is going to feel like in an instant, the world opens up to you in some way. Now, that could be literally the world in terms of a spirit of adventure. That could be the world of ideas as well. If it is that you are right now engaged in an institute of higher learning, or you've thought about going back to school, or you're engaged in a legal matter, for example, it is this first week of this brand new month that represents a time of transformation, of feeling as if very positive developments take place very much in your favor. If it is that you have been wanting to bring resolution, not just to a legal matter, but an immigration and citizenship matter, or perhaps it is that you've been wanting to understand more the perspective of other ways of understanding the world politically, philosophically, well, it is going to be this very energy that helps you in these regards, practically speaking, but also personally as well. It helps you to make sense of the world and helps you to feel more connected to the world. And that includes to people who may believe and think very different than you. In some way, your worldview is expanding at this time, and it is opening up greater fortune and luck to you. It is helping your circumstances to change in very practical ways and in ways that boost happiness and excitement for what's ahead. What I really love about this part of the sky is that it has to do with the spirit of adventure. It has to do with envisioning what could be possible to you and truly opening up your perception. And when you do that, you may come to realize that there's so much now being revealed that invites you to put new things into place that you feel and you hope and you believe can help you to manifest bigger and better things in the fullness of time. They absolutely can. And so I don't want to downplay in any way how lovely the energy is for you in particular, as a water sign, as a Cancer, as you are beginning this month. It is going to invite you at some moments to stay focused on your connection to the larger world. Again, it could be practical, that could be literal, it could be the world of ideas. But really, it's about being open to possibilities, taking on a more optimistic spirit, and seeing how that can transform just about anything to your advantage now. Now, as we navigate further into the month, it is going to be on the 18th of the month that we will have this month's full moon. This full moon takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with communication. It has to do with learning new skills and your own perception. It has to do with your understanding of what you have to say and communicate and express. Practically, this is a part of the sky that connects to your siblings, your cousins, and your neighbors as well. Well, here's the thing with this full moon. On the one hand, it has a gorgeous alignment with Pluto that I absolutely love. That alignment with Pluto is a power move. It represents things transforming deeply and to your advantage, you feeling empowered to make change, and you feeling like changes that happen now are truly fortunate and have the potential to last a long time. But we also have Neptune across the sky from this full moon, which does suggest perhaps some disappointment, perhaps some disillusionment as well, just before you get to that place of being empowered. Perhaps it's just your own fears being kicked up at this time, but you're able to find your way forward in the best possible sense. So, for those of you who are tapping into this energy in terms of your journey where it has to do with speaking or teaching or writing, well, it may very well be that some new opportunities show up for you. It could be new creative ideas in these regards as well. It could be that there's a particular opportunity you had your eye on and hoped for, but it may not necessarily pan out exactly as you had hoped. And yet there is opportunity there for you to be empowered and to make some move, to have the right conversation that transforms your circumstances for the better. For others, this is going to be related to a sibling, a cousin, or a neighbor. And it could be that there are some events in maybe one of these people's lives that feels a little uncertain or feels hard to understand or hard to grasp. And that may be part of the uncertainty or disappointment at the time. However, it looks like you're able to understand how to best approach the situation, how to best be of service or to help, if you will, how to best be a source of strength where needed. And you're able to understand the best thing to say that's going to make a difference as well. Now, ultimately, as I like to say, and I like to remind you, people are going to do all kinds of things that have nothing to do with you. They're going to make all kinds of choices. That is ultimately on them. People are going to do what it is that they have to do. But a big part of our learning is to accept and to love people as they are. I think that is a part of the human condition. That is true for all of us out there. And in the context of these particular alliances, siblings, cousins, and neighbors, you just might get a chance to practice some of this learning. Now, where it comes to matters of love, you may also get a chance to practice some of this learning. I have to say, the first days of the month are packed where it comes to what is transpiring in the context of love. We have important moments as part of the larger Venus retrograde season. That's coming to a close. So it is going to be on the 2nd of the month under the light of the new moon that Venus leaves shadow and then very quickly meets Pluto in the sky. Mars meets Pluto in the sky as well. And this is happening in your opposite sign. So boy, is there very heightened energy. Is there a lot of intensity here? But it also represents a turning point moment in some way. In some way, you are being very honest with yourself as to the journey you've taken. Way back in November, that was when Venus went into shadow in your opposite sign. This entire Venus retrograde cycle has been spent with Venus in your opposite sign, an unusually long time. And we've had some pretty intense moments as part of that in the last few months. Well, now a lot of that culminates. You see it differently, and you may even see yourself differently as well. And that lends you to make a choice. It lends you to make a decision. Now, it is going to be on the 6th of the month that Venus will officially leave your opposite sign hand in hand with Mars. And then the two of them are going to connect with precision at the very beginning of a brand new part of your sky. And this has to do with being vulnerable and being deeply honest, transformatively so. And I think that this moment of truth is going to be necessary to help you to shift your energy as needed, whether it's towards or away from a particular person. Either way, for Cancers out there, this is a very consequential month in the context of love. And I would even say the kind that will stand out throughout this year. So for those of you open to meeting someone new, what a powerful time this can be. If you do connect with someone new in the first days, I would say it likely is going to feel very powerful. A very strong pull of fate could find you at that time. Although it is also possible that you're almost still healing or letting go of a situation that may have found you over the course of this larger Venus retrograde season. So between November right up until the beginning of March. And so where there is some need to be honest, to find healthy release, to connect with some truth about yourself, to understand where you are in love and why, you may spend the first days of the month actually doing that. But again, if you do connect with someone new, it'll likely feel very powerful, but also likely will be a catalyst of some kind towards a deeper truth about you. As we navigate forward, Venus meeting Mars is that moment of truth. Now, that could be a moment of intimacy or vulnerability with another person. But again, it serves as a catalyst in some way towards a healthier future in the context of love, whether that's with this person or in a whole other direction. What does happen in the first days of the month, especially under the light of that new moon, we're looking at the 2nd and the 3rd of the month, may in some way connect to the events of December of 2021. If there was somebody around at that time, they may in some way represent themselves as part of you seeing that situation differently so that it does transform you going forward from here. For those of you who are just starting to date somebody, if there ever was a turning point moment, this really would be it. If there ever was an all or nothing moment, this really would be it in the first days of the month. On the one hand, you will likely be seeing this person, seeing the journey that you took with them differently in some way, more honestly, more truthfully. And for some, what you see, it is going to strengthen the bond. It is going to lead towards a depth of a newfound commitment with this person. But for others out there, for other Cancers out there rather, what you come to realize now will have you going in a whole other direction, might even be rather dramatic in your realization that you're ready to move so much in a different direction that you are literally, it's like I'm seeing you close the door. It's all or nothing here with this person. As you see the truth, you either love what you see and you immerse yourself in it, or you realize that this really isn't the person for you and you go in a whole other direction. And for those of you in an established bond, it can be a very powerful time as well. Now, the overwhelming majority of Cancers out there are going to find the first days of the month to be very powerfully bonding. Once we get to the 6th of the month and Venus meets Mars in a brand new part of the sky, that helps you to feel truly blessed in some way, whether it is that your partner is being more generous with you in some way. It helps you to feel a depth of connection that the two of you share. But there is going to be a small percent of Cancers out there in established bonds that are going to admit to themselves what might have been there all along or what you might have been feeling all along. And this is about going in a whole other direction. You are looking at the bond differently and more deeply. And this energy is very all or nothing. So if you're all in, you will truly feel that much more bonded. But if you realize that this is not the relationship for you, you will very clearly and unapologetically go in a whole other direction. What I love about this month for you, well, look, I have to say it's a massive month for sure, but I'm going to choose that new moon because it is just such a fortunate new moon. And remember, because your sign and its ruling luminary is the moon, when we have lunar events in general, you feel them that much more. Well, it is this particular new moon moment that represents a turning point for you, a more optimistic vision of what could be ahead, and a spirit of adventure to match. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership Rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded, exclusive video scopes. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. I look forward to meeting you there. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.